This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm here with L'Oreal Garnier's Ben Davison. Are you alright there, mate?
Yeah, just hair was in the way, just fixing it.
Well, you look great. We're here at the Fury Wallin press conference in London. You look all white.
All white, yeah. Did you get it? All white, wearing all white, and I look all white.
Sophisticated comedy at its best.
Not bad, was it?
How you doing, Ben?
Yeah, good, Joe.
Not bad, thank you. Just a quick one here. We're going to catch up later for a proper sit-down, as it were. But let's talk about the fight. Tyson Fury versus Otto Wallin, second fight in 3 months for Tyson. How important is that for him at this stage of his career?
Very important. For my opinion, what's more important is that, Otto is being 6'6" and a southpaw. He's going to pose problems, going to make you think in there a little bit. He's highly underestimated, which I don't blame people, because I had a hard time getting the Otto Wallin versus Adrian Granite fight, and it's not out there for the public to see. And that was probably his only real test, but he did punch the grandmother's.
Do that again.
Can you not just bleep it?
I'll edit it out.
Beep. Out of Adrian Granite, and so people haven't really seen the best of him yet. But so he's going to pose problems, make Tyson think a little bit. He's going to have to set his shots up. He's going to have to take a couple of rounds to have a look, find out what works, find out what doesn't work. And Otto hasn't been at this stage before, so being at this stage, we don't know how he's going to go about it. Is he going to shy away, look to survive a few and try and find out what he can and can't do? Is he going to think, okay, this is my opportunity, I can't stand at distance with Tyson Fury, and he's trying to close that gap up? We don't know if he's got that, we don't know if he's got a pair of them, so we're yet to see, but we're prepared for all potential outcomes.
I know you've taken this fight, or certainly the kind of story of taking this fight is to prepare for Deontay Wilder, somebody who's 6'6", or one of the giants of the division. Otto Wallin southpaw though. Deontay Wilder is an orthodox fighter. Explain to me why that is. Is that not an issue?
For me, Deontay Wilder is massively underrated as a boxer, and I want somebody that's going to make Tyson think. Gerald Miller, yeah, good fighter, but that type of style isn't going to make Tyson think too much. He's not going to, southpaw. It can be a little bit awkward. And like I say, for Tyson to have success, he's going to have to take a couple of rounds and work out how to find his distance, how to find his distance on his jab, how to get the line of his jab on. He's going to make him have to think to get his shots off. And that's what I want, somebody who's going to make Tyson think a little bit. Because for me, rounds would be good, but to make him think is the most important asset that we need going into the Deontay Wilder fight.
Seems to me like, excuse me, it seems to me that before each of Tyson's certainly before the Tom Schwartz fight, it was about him kind of getting back in the ring and regaining match sharpness. How close is he now, in your opinion, to 100%?
It's hard to tell, I mean, for me, I would say that, he's always, in each camp, he's breaking his own little records, personal bests, and from data that I've got on my phone, the nutritionist got and the strength and conditioning coach has got, he's always improving. Some are better than others. One thing I will say is that this fight did, he's planned to be boxing in October, and this opportunity came up. So we didn't get as much of a training camp for this one as we have done previously, or we would have liked. But Tyson took this fight and was honoured to be selected to box on Mexican Independence Day weekend, and so he took this fight. So the training camp hasn't been as long. But in terms of mood and little different areas, he's definitely getting there. People will probably judge it on the night, but like I say, I think Otto's underestimated. I think he can make the fight a little bit awkward for a couple of rounds, potentially, depending on what his own personal goals are for this fight.
Do you understand criticism of Otto Wallin as an opponent? A lot of fans wanted to see Tyson Fury. Admittedly, you've got obviously Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz are tied up. Deontay Wilder's tied up, but boxing fans aren't exactly thrilled that Otto Wallin is facing Tyson Fury. They see it as a mismatch. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I understand to a certain degree, but the one thing that's missing, and like I said, I don't want to get in a slinging back and forth match. I saw people saying, complaining about the fight or whatever. But the difference is, okay, and I'm not going on about Joshua because, I'm actually supporting him for his next fight because I want him to be victorious. Like I've said before, mainly for Rob McCracken, to be honest. I think Rob deserves that. I don't think he deserved the way that people tried to put the blame on Rob. I think that he's done a fantastic as a fighter, as a trainer, in the amateur game, in the pro game, and I don't think he deserved that. So I'd like to see the success for Rob more than anything, Rob McCracken. But what I will say is Joshua hasn't fought the number one or number two of his moment. You know, he hasn't fought Deontay Wilder. Tyson and Deontay fought each other, took a massive risk. Both of them took a massive risk in fighting each other. So of course they got a shit ton load of money for that. They're getting a shit ton load of money for their fights that they're having now, but only because they've took another risk. Not only did they take a risk then, they're taking another risk in signing for a rematch to fight each other again. So of course, you know, that's why they're worth what they're worth. People will criticise, but people will always criticise if Tyson Fury doesn't box Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder, now possibly Ruiz, depending on how the rematch goes. If Deontay Wilder will probably get criticised if he doesn't box Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury or Andy Ruiz, and vice versa, you know. So there's always going to be that criticism, but you know, they've earned their right to be getting paid good money, and they're only getting that because they've agreed to take a risk and fight each other.
With regards to the fans, I mean, obviously I was there in LA when Tyson boxed Deontay Wilder. He emerged with a lot of fan support and a lot of credit from that fight. Is there a risk with the likes of Schwartz and Wallin of him undoing that kind of that love really that he got from fans?
One thing I'll say is this, and funny enough, this has been a topic of a conversation I've been having a little bit recently, is the more you achieve in boxing, the more you're risking every time you step in the ring. Some people can deal with it, some people can't. It's as simple as that, and that is a fact. You know, some people that, you know, each time, the more you achieve, each time you step in the ring, you're risking that. And of course, if Tyson has a bad performance, wins, but has a bad performance, he's going to get slated. But the important thing is winning. It's as simple as that. Because you know, the rest of it means fuck all really to Tyson, to be honest with you, because he will win by any means necessary. Whether he has to win by that or his skill set, he will do it, and he has done it every time so far, barring the dodgy decision in LA.
Yeah, we'll sidestep that one. Final question, kind of on all things Otto Wallin, Tyson Fury. He looked so good against Tom Schwartz. He really went out there and he put on a great performance, got Schwartz out of there early. Why was there a need to take a fight against this kind of calibre of opposition? Why was a Miller or even a Char, I think some people would have preferred to an Otto Wallin? Why was it necessary to take this fight after looking so good last time out?
Yeah, Tyson openly said he would like to have boxed Gerald Miller. Unfortunately, there was a problem with his licensing at the time due to what happened there. He was open to fighting Trevor Bryan. Manuel Char, I'm sure, wouldn't have been a problem, but there was a contract between Bryan and Char, apparently. I'm not too sure on the details on that. So it was a little bit difficult. Ortiz fighting Wilder and that. But for me, I feel like Otto Wallin is going to ask a few questions, make Tyson think a little bit. It could be a little bit awkward and make Tyson have to put it this way. If Tyson thinks, has the attitude of, it's Otto Wallin, he's going to make it an awkward fight for himself. If he thinks, okay, I need to remain on my level, then he's going to make him think and put on a good performance, and that's what we want.
I was there yesterday, obviously I interviewed Tyson, but was also there when he did the round table with the media. He said that he came into camp lighter than what he weighed in for the Schwartz fight. How does that affect your preparations as a trainer when you're dealing with somebody who's coming in? Was he too light? Was that ideal for you? Was that not ideal? Explain that.
The weight depends on the opponent. Someone like Tom Schwartz, just a walk forward kind of guy. Just going to put pressure on. Tyson's always performed that little bit better, or to the way that he will perform, execute his game plan a little bit heavier against somebody like that. Somebody like Otto is a little bit lighter on their feet. You know, for him to take away that advantage to be a little bit lighter himself. So it depends on the opponent for the ideal weight for Tyson. It's not just he's an heavyweight, let him come in at what he comes in at, you know. There's a method behind the madness, believe it or not.
Okay, well, Ben Davison, always a pleasure catching up with you and your filthy mouth. I will speak to you later on for a proper interview.
I feel terrible. I didn't mean it that way, but what can you do? Sorry.
There goes your L'Oreal commercial deal.
Shit.
Can't stop yourself. I'll catch you later.
Soz.